race number 37 of the Gatorade Cup Series, season number 11, heads to the Rockingham Speedway in North Carolina. This is the Oreo 400 chase race number 11 of 12, and the championship is coming down to the wire in this Gatorade Cup Series season. On the pole for today's race, Jake Goway in car number 11, who's outside starting in second, the 48 of Anthony Hernandez. Then in third place, it's Jonathan Rains, fourth place, Marshall Burrell, and ranking out the top 5, Sebastian Kukulon in the 13 car. Then in sixth place, TJ Hanley, seventh place, comes in tied for second in the points. Riley Sprue, who's going to need a great day today to get back in the championship fight. Then in 8th place, it's Jeff Bright, 9th place, Anthony Fox, and ranking out the top 10, the 14 car of Levi Shones. Then back behind them, we have Derek Hill in the 8, inside 26 of Steve Morgan. Then we have Max Ross in the A3, who's outside the 16 of Anson and Charles Bois. Then there's Tyler Fink in car number 98 and the 34 of Carter Friesen, along with Nathan Green in the 20 and the 19 of Riley Sampson. Then there's Michael Gregory, the 33, Zachary Fitzgerald Sr., the 47, who is inside. Another driver tied for second in the points, Freddie Soto, starts on the outside row in 22nd position. Inside of him, the 12 of Bronson Minnick. Then there's John Tebby, the 77, and the 18 of Trey Rainey. Coleridge, the 42, and inside of him, Evan Hunter, the 6, declared the winner of last race at Chicagoland after some controversy under the final yellow flag involving that man right there, Jake Richardson, who was scored the race winner, but after review was DQ'd, put back to 10th position. Jake Richardson will now try to climb through the field starting 27th and try to win this race to prove the haters wrong after the race. Outside of him, the 55 of Zachary DeLello. Then we have the 44 of Leon Capana inside of him. The points leader Eli Brett, the 24, starting 29th, but on the inside row. We'll see what progress he can make on this initial start. Then there's Scott Greger, the 07, outside of him, the 43 of Alex Fletcher. Brandon Beal, the 9, and the 1 of Diego Yepez, along with John Smith and William Bullen, Jay Jefferson, Brett Sierra, Luke Brainey, and Casey Nanico. And in the final row, first start of the season for Colin T, the only start he'll have this season, and outside of him, the 29 of Keyshawn Richardson. There's the starting lineup for racing at Rockingham, the Oreo 400 chase race number 11. Let's see who goes to Homestead with a shot at the championship. Those gun tracks that fire these cars up.
Drivers, start your engines!
So it appears that entering Homestead, it will be a 3-car battle at most for the championship. Eli Bright leads the points by 9 over Riley Sprue and Freddie Soto, who come in tied. Sprue starts inside the top 10 and 7th. Soto on the outside, 22nd. Eli Bright further back in the field in the 29th position. 60 laps at Rockingham after controversy at Chicagoland. Will this race be normal? Will we go crazy again? Goway Hernandez front row to take the green flag. We're racing at the Rock in the Gatorade Cup Series chase. Jonathan Rains wasting no time getting to the front. Started third to lead the first lap of the race. Jake Goway falls back to third, and Anthony Hernandez from second starting position got down lane, moves to second, entering turn 1 for the first time at full speed. 48 got a great run right there through 1 and 2 and gets to the back of the 96. Off the corner, down the back. TJ Hanley gets the wall. Will drop back. They're 3 wide into the third, fourth corners. I think a car maybe slid up towards the wall. I saw some skid marks there. No yellow flag, but the 48 Hernandez out in front right now in Rockingham. He'll lead that lap. And Sprue out to fourth, already the 28, looking for third on Kukulon, who won here yesterday in the Target Series. And Kukulon's winner before the Gatorade Cup Series. Think back, I think it was, I believe, Season 8 chase. He won here in the 21 car, so he knows how to get it done. We'll have to see who's back there. Freddie Soto's an issue. The 82 is on pit road. He came in, tied for second in the points, 9 behind Eli, but now on pit road, he's last right now of the cars on the racetrack. So heartbreak there, possibly for Freddie Soto. And the 43's already out of Alex Fletcher, so there was some sort of crash that occurred. We'll have to go, and if there's a yellow flag during the race, we'll check it. If not, we'll check it at the end of the race. Craziness already at Rockingham. Fletcher is out already, and Freddie Soto, one of the championship contenders coming in, involved somewhere in it. He's on pit road with issues as Eli Bright tries to break up inside the top 20. The 24 has Chaser Skycracker behind him right now. Eli climbs to 18th. He starts 29th, remember, trying to get forward as many positions as he can to minimize the points lost to Sprue as the 28 rides right now inside the top 5, currently scored in third. It's Eli's teammate Hernandez leading the way. We mentioned Hendrick Motorsports done great this chase. For their first 10 chase races, they have 5 chase victories. 2 from Eli, 1 from the 48, another from the 88, another from the 5. Hernandez is the only Hendrick car that has not gotten multiple wins this season. If he wins today, it would be his second of the season. He would have multiple wins. So right now, Reigns right now the highest chaser, 96. He comes in fourth in the points, 20 back of Eli. It's going to be a stretch, but it is possible for the 96 to try and gain points to get up within that 14-point threshold to get into homestead with a shot at the championship. But this man behind him, Riley Spurgeon, wants that position and then wants the race victory. It was this race last season. We talk about performance at Rockingham, how well some drivers have done. Eli Bright won here earlier this season. A Rockingham sweep would be big for him this season to get him the championship, but it looks like he's going to be struggling doing that. For Riley's Pro-Tube, it was this race last season where he came into the points contention out of it and said before, we need to win. We will win. What did he do? He went out, won the race, and went into homestead with a shot at the championship. This season, he might need to win to go into homestead with a shot at the championship. But he's now up top on third position as Anthony Fox. Eli's team moves to his inside. Here comes Steve Morgan and Marshall Burrow to follow suit, along with Tyler Fink and Sebastian Kukulon. Kukulon's falling back to 8th. Samson right now 9th. And running out the top 10 is Bronson Minnick. Chaser Anderson Charles right now rides in 11th as 3 wide back here. Max Rossi up top as Eli Bright is down in the middle of a scrum back there. All over the place. There's Pulsar Jake Galloway back to 19th position. 11 has faded on this early run. Eli's got down line behind Leon Capano in front of Derek Hamill. They'll try and move forward now. Just got by Scott Greger for a point. His nearest point up ahead is William Bull in the 31. And then Max Rossi, who's way up top, might get to the wall through turn 22. Rossi really close to that wall, almost into it through 1 and 2. Luckily keeps it out of it. Bull now on the outside of a few cars. He'll drop back. Is up at the front. 48.96. Still ride where they are. Hernandez leads Jonathan Reigns. 50 laps to go at Rockingham. 10 laps complete. Reigns did not let Hernandez get away for sure. They're running pretty similar lap times as Spurgeon looks back on Fox for third. So maybe that 88 went up there to try and get up there and abuse this stuff. And now the 28 saves some stuff and is coming right back. And for the race lead, Reigns is there on Anthony Hernandez. He's looking to the inside down the front stretch. He's there. He has the nose to the inside. Reigns inside of Hernandez to turn number 1. Can he make it stick on the bottom of the racetrack? Side by side for the lead down the backstretch. The 48 pulls off the top side to clear. The great thing about Rockingham, you get the run off the top side at points, especially off turn number 2. Through 3 and 4, though, I think that bottom lane works a lot better. You're seeing it right there with the 96. Move to the inside of the 48 again. But can't get down there. That 48 doing a great job. Hernandez, but with these two battling, are they using their stuff up? And can Spurgeon try and close it from third position? Another chaser, Tyler Fink, up to 4th. And Anthony Fox back up to 5th in the 88. Contact back there as Kukulon got the wall. Samson almost got down to Anderson and Charles. There's a close 3-wide match. They luckily sorted out and kept it going straight. Battle inside the top 10 right there. And again, for the lead. Reigns is looking on Hernandez to turn 1. Just can't get it done. That 48 doing a great job running defensive lines and kind of squeezing that 96 down low so that he can't get the power down. And Reigns is really struggling right now trying to make that pass work. Jonathan Reigns trying to get it. Spurgeon trying to close in. Tyler Fink, same story as the 28 car. And the 88 riding in 5th right now. So the 82 is still on parallel. So whatever the issue was, is big on Freddie Soto. It might be race ending. Take a quick update where Eli Bright's running, and he's on the outside dropping back. So for Eli, this is just going terrible for him. Started back in 20 and started to make his way forward, then got put on the outside. He's not found a way down in line since. He's going to lose a spot to possibly chaser William Bullen. I think that might be the last chaser on the racetrack at the moment. And I believe it is, so could be a tough break right now for Eli Bright. He'd be getting 2 points out of the day, and Spurgeon right now getting 11. It would put them tied entering Homestead. Man, oh man. Just think about a track where he won earlier in the season, Eli Bright, your first win of the season, and it could possibly ruin your chase hopes. Hernandez now pulled away from Reigns, so I think the 96 used his stuff up. But here comes Tyler Fink inside of Riley's Pro-Tube, looking for that 3rd spot. That 98 starting to come forward, back behind them for 5th. Marshall and Anthony Fox for that top 5 spot. They'll get it. Steve Morgan to 6th, and here comes Bronson Minnick looking for 7th on Anthony Fox in the 88. Jonathan Buford starting to move forward, just got by the 16 Anson and Charles Bois. Here's Jake Richardson doing great progress in the 39 car. We talked about the controversy at Chicagoland. We saw that big crash happen because of the 14 Levi Jones. He got into Kukulon, who was the racer at the time. The Kukulon went back around, leading them back around to the caution in front, but got into some damaged race cars, which put the 13 out of the race. It was then second place Evan Hunter that should have won the race, should have came around to the pace car in first. However, Jake Richardson flew around the car that was, or all the cars that were kind of doing pace speed. Jake Richardson never tried to slow down from his 140-mile-an-hour mark, 39 got around, and then was the race leader. For Jake Virtue, he crossed the line in front and was scored the official winner until review, which then showed that 39 never tried to slow down the pace speed, giving the win to the 6th of Hunter. Jacob Richardson being put back to the 10th position as he moves by Anthony Fox, move inside the top 10, 88 back to 11th. Anson Sharp on the 9th, Jake Richardson to 10th of the 39, looking for redemption from a DQ at Chicagoland. 96 starting to rail the 48 back in just a touch. 40 go at the start-finish line. Spruce starting to fade a little in 4th, but no chasers behind him, so I think he's fine right now. He'd be getting 10 points at the moment. Eli would be getting about 2. Jonathan Rains still there on the 40 of Anthony Hernandez, and is actually closed in this last lap. 40 laps to go. And pit stops are going to be coming up in the next 8 to 12 laps, so watch out for that. And those will be the only pit stops of the day, and it'll be very interesting. Battle for 4th. Marshall Burrow inside of Riley Spriggs, racing off into the 3rd and 4th quarters. Burrow to take that spot away for the race lead. Rains is there on Hernandez. This time is a better run to the inside, and he's door-to-door at the 48. Yeah, this time Hernandez doesn't have the advantage, and he can't really crowd him down. Rains can slide up if he wants to. He'll hug that yellow line, though, and right there, that's going to get him it. Jonathan Rains to the front in Rockingham. He'll bring Tyler Fink with him. Fink for 2nd. 2 chasers right now, 1st and 2nd. Jonathan Rains came in 20 points behind Eli Bright. He could gain enough to get up and into a shot at the championship, because we know Freddie Soto might not leave with a shot at the championship, but Rains could take that position for the 82. If he wins today, that'll be 15 points. Eli's right now getting about 2 or 3. That'd be a swing of about 12, 13 points. He would be within single digits of Eli Bright going into Homestead, which is basically what you're going to need to do to have a shot at a realistic shot at the championship. As Bruto's starting to fade, he fell back to 5th. Is now falling into the clutches of Steve Morgan. So that 28, not a great long-run car, but still doing what he needs to do. He's right now in position where he'll gain enough points in Eli Bright to go with a realistic shot at Homestead. And Rains trying to fend off Tyler Fink, who's right all over the back of the 96. Take a quick update where Eli Bright, the 24, is running right now in 30th position. His father, Jeff, back there with him, but he does have a chaser behind him with William Bolton, as well as Freddie Soto, obviously. You think with the 43, a new driver, Rowan Fenway, that takes a point away, actually. So you actually go in and you look. Soto would be getting 2, Bolton would be getting 3, Eli would be getting 4 at the moment. So Eli Bright would be getting 4. Look at Riley Spruto right now would be getting 10. So Spruto would be getting 6. It would be a 3-point match. For Rains, he'd be getting 15, Eli would be getting 4. That would be 11 points. Rains would go 9 points behind. So once again, that 43 of Fenway not being in the race kind of shakes up the running order. You can actually really only gain about 13 points in a race now. And if you don't win it, you can only gain 10. And how about Fink all over the back of Rains? And Rains is kind of holding that 98 up to where Marshall Burrow has a shot now. Is a 3-car dance for the lead, racing off to the 3rd and 4th corners. Fink looking low on Jonathan Rains, who sends it in on the high side. And climbing the hill through 3 and 4, trying to get the run on corner exit like the 48 has been doing. But Fink is still looking to the inside. We'll see if Rains now tries to do what the 48 did to him and run him down low so that Fink can't get the power down. Exactly what he did. He tried to take that line away and did a great job of it. Fink had to let off, but he's still there in the 96, and Hernandez now got the wall from 4th position. 48's been struggling right there, gone to the wall, and here comes a chaser, Jonathan Buford. If he passes Riley Spurgeon, that's another point Spurgeon loses towards the 24 of Eli Bright. So Spurgeon over here climbs the banking, 77 to his inside. Buford's going to fly right around. That 77 is definitely a long-run car, and it's showing. He's running laps in the 24-second bracket. Most of our leaders are running laps in the 25-second bracket. So that 77 has a really long-run car. Expect him to maybe stay out, maybe a lap later or so. Try and gain some advantage that way. So pit stops are coming up at any moment in this race. The Oreo 400 will have green flag pit stops in this race. Crucial moment for these pit crews and the crew chiefs. Have to do the right strategy right here, right now. If you don't do that strategy right, you could lose some spots. So this could be a very interesting moment in the race. We'll just take a quick update where Eli is. He just passed Scott Gregory and Carter Friesen for 2 more points. So the 24 starting to come forward decently. He just passed 2 more chasers, so not doing too shabby right now. He's Max Rossi chaser in front of him. So he's trying to minimize the points lost in Sprint 2, because right now a lot of our chasers are either at the back or at the front, which is really helping Eli, because there's a lot of chasers in front of the 28, and there's a lot behind the 24, as we saw in the 80 of Anthony Fox, the first car down the pit lane, just before the midway point of this race. So he's hoping that he can make it from there, get the tires sooner, and get going on John Smith. So those two came down pit road first. We'll see what our race leaders start to come down the front 3 are staying on this time. And it looks like Anthony from 4th will come down at halfway, along with Riley Spurgeon from 6th. So Spurgeon going to try and leapfrog some drivers here with this pit strategy. Cole Luigi sliding it sideways coming into pit road. Brett Sierra, Riley Sampson, Nathan Green. 36 of Colin Teague, Carter Friesen, Scott Gregory. Kashan, I think that is, with Jeff Bright and someone else. I can't quite tell who that is. Looks like it might be Trey Rain, the 18. It is. So Range will stay out another lap, but guess who comes down? The drivers that were following him. Tyler Fink and Marshall Burrell, Jonathan Beeford. A few cars do stay out. Jonathan Rains, the race leader included, but he's going to lose some time right here because he's going to stay out a lap longer, but have fresher tires than these drivers once they come out. So Fink into his pit stop without any issues, as this is going to be just a big scramble off pit road now. So let's go to Rains, who's currently leading the race. He'll come down this time a lap later than our race leaders. Jake Richardson will do the same to 39. Here comes Steve Morgan. As the 48 leaves, remember he's running inside the top 5. Anthony Fox was nowhere near the top 5. And the 88 on the lap fresher tires will fly around to move further forward. So Anthony Fox right now, the first car off the pit lane of those drivers, but let's see, where does the 98 come off? Tyler Fink, remember, came in a lap sooner than that 96. Marshall beats Jonathan Beeford off, so Fink has a nice gap over the 7 and 77. Here comes Anthony Fox, he'll gain spots on the 70 77. He won't gain on the 98, though. Remember, it takes about a lap or two to get these tires up to temperature. So before then, they're very, very slick. The 98's going to have to take a lap to do that. 88 has his tires already warmed up. The 28 leapfrog the 77 off that. So how about the 96, Jonathan Rains? Where's he come out? Looking for him. I don't see him. He has really dropped. Bullen, I think, has fallen a lap down. Where is Jonathan Rains at? They have that much trouble on pit road. Or they just have such a good pit stop that we haven't seen him. No, Jonathan Rains has issues. Rains with issues in the pits. From the race lead. And he's out of the running of the Oreo 400. Tough break as he falls a lap down. So second place is Anthony Fox. Third place is Anthony Hernandez. And then fourth is Tube. Fifth is Burrell. Buford is now sixth. Hunter is a lap down. Seventh is Cole Luigi. Eighth is Kukulon. Ninth is Richardson. 10th is going to be Riley Sampson. Brett Sierra is currently 11th as Rains has issues on pit road. And the car that dominated this race will not have a shot at the end to win the Oreo 400. So Eli Bright lost some spots to chasers because he stayed out longer. And look at that. He's now back to one of the lowest chasers again. He began 3 points automatically because Rains could be laps down, and Freddie So's obviously out of the running. Hernandez for second on his teammate, Anthony Fox. His prototype right now would be getting 11 points. Eli Bright would be getting 4. That'd be a 7-point swing. Eli would go in 2 points at his prototype, entering Homestead. So can Tyler Fink hold on, win 25 to go this time by, or does the 48-88 have a shot at this? Excuse me, 24 to go for Tyler Fink. He has a lapper, and yellow's out. Carter Friesen has crashed hard on the backstretch. And we will have a restart. Oh my. Hard impact for Friesen into the wall. The caution, our first of the day, is out. Tyler Fink back around front. And now the field gets put back together. That's our first caution flag of the Oreo 400. Carter Friesen, one of our chasers, has crashed, and multiple chasers have had issues here today. Freddie Soto with his issue early on, and what we assumed to be the first or second lap. Jonathan Rains' issues on pit road, and now Carter Friesen is going to be out of the race with heavy crash damage. William Bullen's falling a lap down, so for Eli right now, it's working out right. Now Anthony Fox is going to take this to come down pit road. All right, so we have some pit stretch here. Anthony Fox is going to come down the pit lane. They put about 5 laps on those tires, so we'll see. Yeah, but he is a lone soldier on pit road, but do the tires work out? Jonathan Rains is back on the racetrack in the 96, so they resolved that issue. John Smith will do the same as this 88. And John Smith's already at the back-to-back, so why not do that? So caution flag is out, but quickly I want to look and see what happened to Freddie Soto and Alex Fletcher, and then we'll go take a look at what happened around the caution flag with just over 20 to go in the Oreo 400. So Freddie Soto's issue actually had nothing to do with what happened with the 43 of Alex Fletcher. Soto just simply came down the pit lane. So whatever it was on the 82 is mechanical. For Alex Fletcher entering turn number 3, you see the stack up. The one of Yepes gets in the back of him and shoots Fletcher into the wall hard. Both of them go hard into the wall. Fletcher gets the worst. You can see the car smoking as it gets away. He gets down to pit lane, luckily without hitting anyone else. The caution flag never came out because he never got sideways. And, you know, The officials looked at the track, never saw debris, so they kept it clean and green. It just slowed some of those guys at the back down. So tough break for Alex Fletcher. This is the second start of the season, and that happens. They kind of stacked up front, he tried to let off, and Olivia Pez couldn't left in time and got into the back of him. So down the way, now let's see what happened to Carter Friesen, bringing our first yellow flag at the Oreo 400. Another issue for one of our chasers. Carter Friesen racing down the front stretch, and something lets go on this 34 car right at the start-finish line. He's now slipping in his own oil. Looks like he tries to get up high to get out of the way. He's still up high, getting out of the way. Cars are flying through, and right here, get into the wall and spin around. Look at Eli Bright. Yo, my gosh. That is so close for that 24 driver. If Eli gets involved in that, he loses a ton of points. And look at this again. Look how close this 24 comes. Wow. So a fortunate break for Eli there. He has gained another point on Carter Friesen, but for racer Tyler Fink, he now has a restart to deal with, and a hungry 48 driver behind him. Tyler Fink currently leads the Oreo 400 at Rockingham, looking for a win, his first since Daytona. Coming back to the green flag this time, 19 laps to go. When we take in the Oreo 400, Tyler Fink currently in front. So as I mentioned, Alex Fletcher is out. Soto is on pit lane, whatever issue it is. They can't resolve it. So he's basically out in 41st. Jonathan Reed's 4 laps down in the 96. Carter Friesen out. Derek Hamill. Mechanical issues put him out. Evan Hunter lap down along with William Bullen. Bullen right now in between first and second place. With 35 cars on the lead lap, 88.00 came down pit lane for fresh tires. Eli Bright currently scored in 31st as Riley Spiritu rides in the 3rd position. So Tyler Fink leads in the 98, second place Anthony Hernandez, 3rd place Riley Spiritu, 4th place Marshall Rome, 5th place John Threeford. Remember that 77 was fast on the longer run. Green flag back out Rockingham. Oh, going high. I don't like that decision, especially for the 77, who's now in the wall. Buford scraping the wall through turns 1 and 2. Jake Richardson moves inside, gets by. Sampson does the same. Other cars in the wall. Casey Naka, one of them. Eli Bright staying out of the wall, trying to stay clean. William Bull trying to lap himself for the 98. If he gets to the inside, others will follow suit. Evan Hunter, another lap car back there. 18 laps to go. We mentioned Evan Hunter won the last race at Chicagoland. It was Ford's first win since this man won the Daytona night race. That was back midway through the season. Ford has not won since then until Evan Hunter won Chicagoland under controversial circumstances. Can Tyler Fink pick up another win for Ford this season? There's a lap or two inside William Bullen that could bring Riley Spiritu through. Spiritu needs this win badly for those points. Because Eli right now is getting about 4 or 5. If Spiritu wins, he can get into the points at entering Homestead. He's looking low on Fink down the backstretch. Trying to get it. Another lap car. Evan Hunter flying through. Might make it 3 wide on 2 lead lap cars. And does. Spiritu to the front in Rockingham with 16 to go. Looking for the points lead. And how about Jake Richardson? He loved nothing more than a win here today for some, just kudos. Jonathan Buford still fading back in the 77. Could fall into the clutch of Eli Bright. That could be a point gain for the 24 as Riley Spiritu leads, but now there's a lap car behind him. Evan Hunter, who's coming, and a hungry Jake Richardson, who wants this win badly. After losing it at Chicagoland under controversial circumstances, he loved nothing more than the win here today. Remember, he has a lap fresher than anyone. He came down a lap later than anyone inside the top 3. Fink out the wall for 3rd. He'll drop back as a 2-car race. And 14 to go at the line. Now Spiritu climbs the banking. Hunter, the lap car to his inside. And here comes Jake Richardson. Under circumstances like this, drivers will step up to the plate and make it work. Jake Richardson is going to do that today, moving for the lead with 14 to go. How about that? Jake Richardson to the front in Rockingham. Gets by Riley Spiritu, but Spiritu's not going to give it up quite yet, is he? He knows how much a win could mean towards his championship chances. They'll fade back through 3 and 4. Richardson pulls away in the 39. Remember, he's a lap fresher tires. Now 13 to go, and Spiritu's got to fend off Tyler Fink. Riley Sampson's trying to come forward. The 19 up to 5th, and Brett Serra's currently 6th. Jake Richardson lapping Evan Hunter. Has to be some bittersweet moment for that 39. He knows that was the car he lost to last race at Chicagoland. Car that got the win after he got DQ'd. For 4th, Sampson is there, and Anthony Hernandez. That 19 starting to come forward with Brett Serra in 6th. His teammate Steve Morgan in 7th. Koldrich 8th. Anderson Trouble on 9th. And 4th, 10th. Nathan Green on Bronson Minnick. And Green will get that spot. Burrow still going on the racetrack to 7. Chaser Jonathan Buford right here. There's Chaser Eli Bright. He's gotten by Scott Gregory again. 4 points. At the front, Richardson has a nice gap over second place Spiritu, who has his hands full with Tyler Fink. 10 to go to the start-finish line. Sampson for 4th on Anthony Hernandez, and will get that spot. Then Sierra's going to look for 5th, and Steve Moore going to look for 6th. A 3-car train on the inside of this 48, and Sierra might look for 2 for 1. Looking on Sampson for 4th now, and Morgan will get by Hernandez for 6th. Fink is by for 2nd, so that's a point out of the 28's favor now. Spiritu getting 11. Jake Richards pulled a nice gap, probably over, it's about a 2nd now. The 39 leads has a lap car between he and 2nd place Fink. 3rd place Spiritu, 4th is Sampson, 5th is Sierra, 6th is Morgan. Hernandez all the way back to 7th. Coleridge up to 8th. 9th is Anson Charlebois. Michael Gregory charging to 10th. And here goes Pulsar Gene Galloway. Back up to 11th. Never got the lead lap. Never really ran a lap inside the top 5. Looking to come forward inside the top 10 at the end when it counts. There's Max Rossi, Chaser. Jonathan Reeves is 4 laps down at Chaser. And hey, look, Chaser Jonathan Beeford. There's Chaser Eli Bright. He has damage all over this race car. He has damage on the left side. You don't see that. So someone's obviously pushed him out of the way at some point, but he's not letting it affect him. Anthony Fox on fresher tires, about 5 less fresh tires than anyone out here. Currently up to 23rd. Johnson, the same story, 25th. Remember, Fox, when he came down pit road, was running inside the top 5. Johnson was running back in the 30s. So it's going to work for Smith. It's probably not going to work for Anthony Fox, though. Eli looking for a top 20. Could be all he can get out of this day, and it might be good enough. Sierra's starting to fade back as race for lead has stayed the same with 8 to go. Sierra fading back now outside the top 10 possibly as Michael Gregory to his intender comes Jake Galloway and Bronson making others. So Sierra got caught on the outside and going backwards as Michael Gregory moves around. He's back to 10th as Jake Galloway's going to want that spot as well in the 11th. Coleridge has Anthony Hernandez in front for 6th and Bow for 4th. Steve Morgan behind Riley Sampson. He wants that spot, coming around to 6 to go. That late yellow definitely shook things up and definitely worked for Jake Richardson's favor. We talked about coming down pit road later. Why would you do that, you might say? Because the tires were off so much and you lose so much time under green if you stay on a lap or 2 longer than the rest of the field. For Jake Richardson, it worked out because this yellow flag came out. If there's no yellow, we don't talk about Jake Richardson having a shot to win this race. But since that yellow came out, Jake Richardson could use the tires well and use them to his advantage to get away from the field. He's going to put William Pullen back a lap down, as now he's going to have 2 lap cars to him. He in 2nd place, Tyler Fink, with now 5 to go. Yellow flag would end it. He has over a 2nd gap on Fink. Spiritu has over a 2nd gap on Steve Warren, moves to 4th. Sampson's currently 5th. Sharp up to 6th. Michael Gregory up to 7th. Sierra for 8th on Hernandez has the 44 to go wide. And this is a scramble of cars coming off turn number 2. For Eli Bright, he just ran high. He had a car to his inside Anthony Fox's teammate. Fox let him go. Eli knows that Scott Gregory is not too far behind that 88, so if he's going to let that 88 go, he's going to do it down the straightaway so he doesn't lose time. The 07 now fading back on the outside as well. 4 to go. And John Beeford too far ahead for the 24 to catch at this moment. Maybe Max Ross in the 83 starts to fade back, but I think the 83 is too far ahead for... Oh, look at that. 4-2 got on the wall though in front of the 83, and I thought they were going to go 3 wide. So cars scrambling all over the place, coming around. Still leading it, Jake Richardson with 3 to go. If he can make it 3 more laps, he will win and prove the doubters wrong. After the heartbreak at Chicagoland, after getting penalized for illegal pace under caution, he's going to come around in 2 more laps and possibly prove that he can win under normal circumstances. It's been normal Gatorade Cup Series chase race. Haven't seen much of those this season. 2 laps to go for Jake Richardson. Riley Spiritu back into the clutches now, the 26 and 19, so he's starting to fade late in this race. Luckily for him, Chaser Anson Charbois might not be close enough to make it to him, but my goodness, Spiritu has really fallen off a cliff late in this race. He's back to 4th. Jake Richardson coming to the white flag one more time around Rockingham for the driver of the 39, who's right now in control of this race by over a second, over 2 seconds. He gained down pit road later than anyone, got the fresh tires, and the yellow came out, a lucky yellow for Jake Richardson. It's going to play in his favor. Down the backstretch, he has risen to the occasion. He was penalized and DQ'd after an infraction at Chicagoland, passing under yellow. He'll make it back up to his team with a win in Rockingham. This one's not going to go away from him. Jake Richardson wins in Rockingham, and you got to feel great for that 39 team. After losing it at Chicagoland, they get it back in Rockingham, and Eli Bright is going to finish the day. Our points there is going to finish inside the top 20, 18th. It's going to be good enough to keep the points lead, but Riley Spiritu will close in, entering the final race of the season Homestead. So Jake Richardson, the elation of victory, comes back to him after losing at Chicagoland. He gets it back in Rockingham with a win. Let's go see the finish results and the updated chase standings hanging into the final race of the season. Here are the finish results from the Oreo 400 at Rockingham. One caution fight for 4 laps definitely changed the outcome of this race. In 5 lead changes, 5 drivers lead today in Rockingham. The one that got away for Jake Richardson comes back after losing Rockingham in the technicality after having issues passing under the yellow, illegal stuff. Jacob Richardson comes back and does it legally at Rockingham as he wins the race, and this one won't be taken away from him, that's for sure. Tyler Finkel gets second at 98, third place Steve Morgan, fourth place Riley Spruill moves him into championship contention heading into Homestead, and ranking out the top 5, Riley Sampson, the 19. They have Anson and Charles against 6th, Michael Gregory 7th, Jake Galway from the pole gets 8th, TJ Henley 9th, and ranking out the top 7 driver led the most laps, Anthony Hernandez led 20 laps, but gets 10th. Jonathan Beefer gets 11th, Brett Sierra 12th, Max Rossi 13th, Marshall Burrow 14th, and 15th place for Nathan Green. 16th for Zachary Fitzgerald Sr., 17th Bronze Mick. Eli Bright will get 18th out of the day. Probably the highest he was all day long was there at the end. For the 24, perseverance does pay off. He keeps the points by a decent margin and will go into Homestead in control of his own destiny. He just has to beat Riley Spruill or finish close enough to him to make sure he wins the championship. If Trevor and Anthony Fox running at the top 20, so for Anthony Fox, the strategy coming to pit road under the caution flag. He was running inside the top 5. He gets 20th, so it didn't work out for the 88. Worked out for John Smith, though, who finished just a few spots behind. There's Shulms, Campana, there's Scott Gregory, another chaser. Colin Teague's first start of the season. Kukulon, there's John Smith. He was running 34th, I think, when he came down pit road, so not bad for the 0-0, that strategy. Colucci really faded on the last run. DeLello, Jay Jefferson, Nanico, Jeff Bright, Luke Rainey, Beal, Yapez, and Kashawn Richardson. Lap down for William Bolton, Evan Hunter. 4 laps down, John Thornton has issues after leading 12 laps. And then out of the race, Derek Hill, Carter Friesen. Freddie Soto came in second in points, won't leave with a shot at the championship. And Alex Fletcher, in his second start of the season, out after one lap because of a crash. At the right side are the point standings heading into the final race of the season. It is a 2-man race for the championship. Is Eli Bright entering as the points leader, 5 points up on Riley Spruill in the 28. Those two are the only two with a shot at the championship heading into Homestead. 5 points separate them. Is giving an intense championship battle for sure. Third in points is currently Freddie Soto. He has that by a good margin. Goes in 14 behind Eli, so impossible for him to get up there. He can get past Spruill for second, but he can't get up for the points lead. So for right now, Freddie Soto, his goal is going to be to try and get second in the points off of Riley Spruill. Fourth in the points standings right now, Jonathan Rains. He goes in 9 behind Soto for that third position in the points. Right behind Rains in points, you have Anson and Charles Bois in the top 5. There's going to be a good battle for the top 5 here. You have Anson and Charles Bois in 5th, 4 points ahead of Jonathan Beefer and 5 points ahead of Max Rossi. So that's going to be an interesting battle for sure. 6 points ahead of Carter Friesen as well. And then you look down, you see Scott Gregory, Tyler Fink, who had a good day, moved up in points. There's Roman Fenway, who has not raced the last 2 races, won't race at Homestead, and 1 point behind William Bowen. So we know Fenway's going to get last in points. Bowen will probably get 11th in the point standings. It's impossible for the 31 not to pass the 4th unless Bowen does not race at Homestead. So it all comes down to this one race. 5 points separate the 2 drivers in contention for the championship. Eli Bright over Riley Spruill. Who will get it done? Who will be crowned Gatorade Cup Series season number 11 champion? We will find out one last race of the season. Homestead, the Krispy Kreme 400. I will see you guys then.